too. Knows about the grind. Yeah, bubble grind.
Now we have a guy that could probably get in there if you...
It's game day. The Edmonton Oilers hit the road once again. What's up, Nasties? How you doing? Happy Thursday. Joaquin Gage, Zach Kubich, Hernan Salas here with you for the next 2 hours. EST afternoons. Live from the William Huff Studios, of course, on Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta. Codes for September. It's Thursday Night Football. Joaquin, you want to sprinkle a little bit on the game? Maybe some prop bets? All you got to do is deposit $50, and you'll get a $50 free bet using promo codes EST Sports or YEG50. Fun show on tap. We're going to be all over the place. The rookies have hit the ice for the Edmonton Oilers. Some media is throwing out lines from the captain's gate. We're not going to get into those lines because there's no point.
They got lines?
They got lines.
For tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah.
Eh?
I don't want to, because everybody's going to lose their minds. Like Connors with like Henrique and Kapanen.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So like, come on, guys. We know that's not going to be the real lines. Elks practice. They're heading to Toronto today, 2 days before the game, as it's an early game. So we'll touch on that. Thursday Night Football. What a game we have. Green Bay Packers hosting the Washington Commanders. Well, some Elks updates. Jessi Pierce from NHL.com and the Bar Down Beauties podcast will join us from Minnesota. Kirill Kaprizov. What's going on there? We'll get the goods from Jessi Pierce. That's at 120. 140 Red Light District. 205, we'll hear from Ike Howard. He met with the media today, and we'll discuss Ike Howard and what expectations should be for him heading into the season. Shaquille Majuri from CBS Sports. He will join us. Joaquin requested it. I delivered. Yeah, he's going to break down the Canelo Alvarez, Terrence Crawford fight for us. He does great work. He covers MMA, he covers wrestling as well. I think he's from British Columbia, good old Canadian boy as well. So we'll have a good conversation there for all you boxing fans. And of course, we want to hear from you. River Korean Box 780-218-9999. Hit us up on the Nasty Chat and slam that thumbs up. Walk, my friend, how are you?
I'm good. It was it's always fun to do a show with Reed at times, you know?
He's amazing.
Yeah, he's like Oprah. He gets all the good stuff, you know? He gets it out of you. It's great. It's fun.
I absolutely love that. He's like Oprah. Where's the free stuff, Reed? Reed's a beauty. He's an absolute legend when it comes to broadcasting in this town. So I love that he's part of our team. Overall, really good guy, genuine guy. And we love him. And we love Coob. Coob's wearing a nice hat. Brand new.
Free, too. Favorite.
We got some gear.
Favorite price.
We got some gear, too, while you're doing the show.
Really? What kind of gear?
Weiss Johnson.
Weiss Johnson. You know, my son used to work with Weiss Johnson.
Really?
Yeah.
My brother used to work with them back in the day, too.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was HVACing it, snipping.
Nice.
It was covered in fiberglass all day, though. Wasn't for him.
Okay. That's fair, man.
Hey, man, you got to figure out what you want to do, right?
Back in the day, I went to do concrete. And then the first day, it was a guy I knew, and he goes, should I pick you up tomorrow? It was my first day. I said, nope. That is the hardest thing I've ever done.
Oh, yeah.
And I did roofing. Those things were hard, man.
You know, like I think those jobs are kind of necessary because at times I would go help my buddy with his landscaping company in the summer times.
Yeah.
And he was doing stone patios, like stonework.
Yeah.
So that was fun because you were building something, right? And you had to make the cuts and there was a lot involved. And working with him, it was just, we laughed half the time. Like we had neighbors going, because the people that we were working for the one time, they went away to like Europe for a month.
Okay.
And we were like, we didn't know what was going on because all we heard were guys laughing in your backyard and doing stuff. We thought they had were squatting, but it actually, I think it got more business for my buddy because they goes, these are the best guys in the world. I want them working it on. But we built this huge patio and stuff. But then he kind of switched to just quick, easy landscaping, like laying sod and just grading and adding a bush and tree and those types of things. It gets to be mindless work. And then during that time, you're just completely reevaluating all your choices in life. And so you kind of realize that what you want to do and what you don't want to do. But I was so tired at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah. I remember I used to get home from roof and we were doing an apartment building and with like the old school tar and all that. I would get home, literally Joaquin, shower and go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like summer. I didn't want to go out partying. I didn't want to drink. My first job ever was landscaping. So we'd get in a truck with a bunch of it's all young guys.
Yeah.
Drop you off on the field, and that was your job for the day.
Great tan, though.
Oh,
it looked
man,
amazing.
It was great. It was great. That first paycheck was amazing.
Oh,
too.
yeah. And you couldn't spend it, which was good because you're so tired.
Yeah, good stuff. Bad news for my Niners. Purdy's out now, too, 2 to 5 weeks.
Yeah, he's got
Mac
the Fred
Jones
Flintstone.
time. Mac Jones time said, I want to know why Niners media hates Brock Purdy so much. Like, they hate him. Like, they will never give him credit for anything. And now everybody's happy Mac Jones is starting. Really? Are you freaking kidding me? Come on.
Maybe he'll bring them to the promised land.
Yeah. Who knows? Did you see the Oilers leaked third jersey?
Yeah, I heard Tommy talking about that on the Hangout today.
It is not nice. Have you seen it?
No.
Do you want me to show you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Because, Tommy was saying, because he's kind of the unofficial jersey news provider.
Well, it kind of leaked yesterday, so
I know, but and Tommy went into the whole thing. He doesn't want to. They want to keep it under wraps and things like that. And the unveil, Tommy was okay.
I don't know, man.
Why? I mean, it kind of looks like the reverse retro. I loved those reverse retro ones,
like the ones they were a few years ago. Like the white with the brown pants.
No.
Oh.
I don't think they wore brown pants with the.
Were they? No, they were orange.
They were the creamsicle
but they
ones,
they just
right?
reversed everything.
The reverse retro.
I loved those ones. I thought they looked sharp. They only wore them like twice.
Those are my favorite jerseys.
Yeah, the Heritage Classic ones I thought were really nice as well. This is kind of.
It's right there. I don't know, man.
The light. They might pop under the lights too. Right, you gotta remember that.
And they look different when the players are wearing them.
Yeah. when they pop out with those in warm up, they're gonna sell a ton of them.
I mean, the guys that love jerseys, like I have my cousin who has like every jersey you can think of. Seriously, he'll get it because it's just a collection. But Joaquin, I was on X yesterday looking at the reviews of the jersey. Yeah. They're not popular.
I think. Yeah,
the lighting that they're showed in.
It looks like a bunny hug or pullover. Or
a hoodie.
A hoodie.
Yeah.
It looks like more of a hoodie than a.
I wonder what the numbers will look like, though. Like, I don't know if they go with an old school vibe or just use the same
That's the thing, too, right? Yeah.
Rolls that they have right now, right? I feel like that adds a lot to a jersey, especially when you get a numbered one. Like, if you get a McDavid jersey, you want it to stand out.
The reverse was way better from Riot in the Pine. Yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
I even like the dark blue ones that were just dark blue and orange.
Those are practice jerseys.
You didn't like them?
The navy blue ones?
Yeah, the navy blue.
Yeah, 1920.
Yeah. They wore them a lot.
I know, but they were practice jerseys. There was nothing to them.
Yeah.
And looking at them, I go, yeah, they're nice, but they're not a jersey. I don't know.
So you're not gonna judge them right now. You're gonna wait and see until the official ones and how they look.
I want to see what they look like under the lights because that makes all the difference. Because if you remember the Heritage Classic ones, everyone was saying, "Ugh, gross," right?
I never liked those.
You didn't?
No,
I thought they looked good.
I did not.
When they were playing with them, I thought they looked quite good. So.
Mitty the Welder says, I sure hope that leaked photo is not the third jersey. It's awful. The stripes on the arms is not good.
Well, they're very reminiscent of the Heritage Classic ones, right? It's more of a
very similar
look.
Yeah.
So it has a thick blue stripe on the elbow and then the thin orange striping on the perimeter
Yeah.
as it goes around, but then the shoulders are just cut off, like they're boxed off, right?
Yeah. Initially my first thought when I saw him was no bueno. But again, I'm gonna wait to see them in a good light on Connor McDavid when he signs the extension.
I'll hold judgment.
You'll hold judgment on it. That's good. What are our nasty things? Let us know. 780-218-9999. Hit us up on the nasty chat. Slam that thumbs up, Joaquin. Like I said, we got lots to get to. It's great that the team's back on the ice. If you want to watch the Oiler game tomorrow, it's on Oilers Plus, but obviously if you don't have a subscription, you got to pay. I think CalgaryFlames.com is going to show the game for free. Whoever wants to watch it. All right.
It's on TV.
Not on TV.
Right.
Are you gonna dabble?
Tomorrow?
No.
I'm going to be rocking out to
Oh, you're at the thing.
Dwight Yoakam concert or whatever it is.
Is it the George Strait? No?
I don't know.
Well, who is it? Coop? Who's the concert tomorrow? At Commonwealth?
Oh, Morgan Wall.
Morgan Wall, that's
the
it.
guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. He's really good, I heard.
Is he?
No. He's doing 2 shows. He must be damn good.
Must be really good.
Yeah.
Metallica did too. The best
the
one I've seen
tickets
so
are
far is
expensive.
Pink.
Oh,
Pink was fantastic. I didn't realize how many Pink songs I knew too.
She's great, man.
And I went to the weekend. Well, I did the weekend too. And I don't know many weekend songs. I know a few of the hits, but he sings a lot that I didn't recognize.
I'm not a big weekend guy.
Well, you're great on the weekend. Don't sell yourself short.
I just run. Yeah, because I met up with my buddy from the Elks to run yesterday, and it's a complete shutdown around the stadium, man.
Is it?
Oh, man.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because there's a big celebrity coming down.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Man, that's going to be busy. Do you work both nights?
Unfortunately.
Yeah. You're a busy boy. You're a busy boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah. I hope it doesn't. It's probably going to go late, too. Well, whatever. There's going to be so many people too. My gosh, that concourse. It's great people watching though.
Yeah.
But it probably won't slow down for a while.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. They're not going to be as good as Aqua was at the River Cree last 2 nights.
And now we sell booze in those places in the concessions now too, right?
Yeah,
So
that's right. Beer.
So the Coors Light, and there's some. I never try. Well, I'm not allowed to take them or whatever. I would, but they have these fruity drinks too. They look really good. The can looks amazing. Maybe I'm just thirsty, but
Yeah, it's gonna be busy down there by the stadium. So avoid it if you're not going to the concert. Our guy Gager will be down there, but you're gonna be super busy, man, with that amount of people going. Probably sold out shows.
I'll be sweating in the back.
It's going to be absolutely insane in there. Just quickly on the Edmonton Elks, they traveled today. I think around 3 o'clock they fly out. Nick Anderson confirmed on the Reed Wilkins show that
I know
he will play tomorrow. I'm intrigued to see who comes out. It's will he go to middle linebacker? That's interesting. Will they keep DeBlanco in there? Good news from practice today. Javon Leake and Jared Brinkman were both on the field, so that's good news. But some bad news. Fullback Tanner Green has landed on the 6-game injured list as they go to Toronto to look for another win. They need a BC loss on Friday night, and they can jump into 4th spot in the CFL. And we haven't seen that in 5 years. So it'd be good times. And then destiny's in their own hands for the playoffs. And Colaro's officially out for the Bombers. So that means Strevler plays. And when Strevler plays, I mean, the chances of winning are not very good unless that defense really stands out. Or Brady Oliveira goes completely off in the run game. Fun game tonight. Thursday night, I go hang out with Eric down at the Century Casino at Sally's Sports Bar there. He'll be down there for Thursday night football. The Green Bay Packers and the Washington Commanders.
Yeah, this is kind of nice to have a...
What a game.
Yeah. They always do this, though. Aren't the big... They set these up.
Just don't disappoint.
Okay, come down to the last play of the game. That's all I want.
Jaden Daniels, 2-minute drill, down 6.
I don't know who I like. Who do I like?
You like Jaden Daniels.
Do I?
Yeah, more than the Packers. Packers are easy to hate, man.
Why?
When Brett Favre was there.
But I loved Favre. I didn't realize what a jackass he is. I don't like him now.
I've never been a big Aaron Rodgers guy.
I am so glad that Cameron Diaz dumped him in that movie.
I like Jordan Love, but I like Jaden Daniels better. Makes sense?
Really?
Yeah, I want the Commanders to win tonight. I'm jumping on the bandwagon.
You're not a cheesehead, hey?
No.
Okay,
well, to some people I am.
It ain't easy being cheesy.
So it's going to be a fun game.
The purple one is the best from Dawson Nielsen in the chat. So which flavor is that? Is that the guava one?
What is she talking about?
The drinks at Commonwealth.
Okay. I see where we're going with this.
I'm looking forward to Jessi Pierce here. Get some information
on what's going on with Kirill the Thrill.
What is happening here?
You're backing up Connor here, man. Edmonton fans can't take this anymore. Every day they wake up hoping Connor McDavid had signed an extension, and it seems like until the Thrill finds, Connor's not going to sign either. And a lot of conflicting reports out there. Bill Guerin, what I saw on X was like he doesn't know where that story came from, but all the Minnesota media have kind of written a story about this, that he's rejected it, right? So Elliot Friedman had some interesting things to say. So we'll get to the bottom of it. They have a good team. I mean, last year, first wild card spot, lost to the Vegas Golden Knights. There's no shame in that. That's a really good team there. They got some excellent players on the back end. We both love Matt Boldy. Right? Like, he's fantastic. Eriksson Ek.
Phenomenal. When Doug Waite went up on the wall, I was talking to Bill Guerin because he came in for his, and he was raving about Eriksson Ek. He loved that guy.
Yeah. And they haven't done much in the offseason. They brought in Tarasenko, some depth pieces, but you don't have to go out and spend. They have an excellent top six, and they made some deals last year as well, and they'll have those guys in the lineup. So interesting to see where they are. But the big story in the NHL right now is Connor and Kirill the Thrill. When are they going to sign? How much are they going to sign for? Are we going to have to wait till the end of the season, Joaquin? I think that would drive everybody here in this city absolutely crazy. For us, it's good.
Yeah.
Because we have to talk about it every day, and the content is amazing because people are losing their minds over it. But I wonder where the stress is bigger right now. Because Connor came out, said a few things. And, he said he's taking his time. Well, Kirill Thrill has turned down a contract, right? Allegedly, yeah. We don't know that for sure. But that's all coming up here on EST Afternoons. Of course, the afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Check out the Tap 25 restaurant where you can get the prime rib special for just $18.99. It's available 7 days a week, from 11:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Hit us up on the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. Any questions for Jessi, let us know. And hit us up on the Nasty Chat. Jessi Pierce from NHL.com and the Bar Down Beauties podcast joins us next year on EST Afternoons. Here's Scoop, Sports Update.
Three games are underway in the majors. Toronto and Houston live in their series closer. Both games so far been decided by single run. Toronto winning 4-3 in the opener, losing 3-2 last night. They stand first in the AL East, up 3 games on both the Yankees and Red Sox. Right now the game's runless. Bottom of the first, Jays with a runner on second base, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. at bat. Elsewhere, the Pirates and Orioles are tied at 2 apiece. Bottom of the 7th, as the Rays trail the White Sox 2-0 midway through the 4th. And Thursday night football action, Washington is on the road in Green Bay. Both teams 1-0 in the early going. Join Lieutenant Eric at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino on Fort Road for 6:15 kickoff. In college ball, it's NC State taking on Wake Forest at 5:30. While on the court, there's 4 WNBA games. The Lincoln Valkyries tip off while the Liberty and Sky have a dance. Both games start at 6 o'clock. This sports update is brought to you by the Edmonton Elks. Catch some double E football action this season with the Elks' next home game September 27th as they battle the Riders. Tickets start at just $20. Get your tickets now at GoElks.com. WilliamHuff.com. We get some insight on the Kirill Kaprizov situation once we get back from break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Friend of the show, Jamie Thomas from Winnipeg.
Luke Shen talked the other day. He comes off and talks like Jonathan Toews doesn't have to say a word in the dressing room, right? It's just like all the stuff that he's won. His resume speaks for itself. But man, if they can get 60 points out of him, like 55% face off, that would be huge because they're going to need him a lot without Adam Lowry in the lineup until like November.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at WilliamHuff.com.
Back to school? Really?
Yay! Really? As things settle back into a routine in your home, you may need extra space. Sentinel Storage is here to help with a store near you. Try 4 weeks free. Visit sentinelstorage.ca.
Lobsterfest is back at the Canadian Brewhouse. Saturday, October 4th at 6 p.m. A pound and a half of fresh Atlantic lobster with all the fixins for just $49.99. Pair it with a stein of Alexander Keith's. Details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
The leaves are turning, and just like golf season, time is running out to get in on Play Alberta's biggest offer ever. For a limited time only, new players can get up to a $1,000 casino bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, please use your game sense.
We're back here on EST Afternoons. It's Joaquin Gage, Hernan Salas here with you, and producer Zach Kubish in the house as well. Portions of this hour brought to you by the Canadian Brewhouse. Make your birthday legendary at the Canadian Brewhouse. Epic food, killer drinks, and a vibe you can't beat. Plus, get free nachos with our app. Book your party now. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house. Very excited for our next guest as we head to Mini. Talk about the Wild and, more importantly, Kirill Kaprizov, who reportedly rejected an 8-year deal with an AAV of $16 million per year. As we welcome in Jessi Pierce from NHL.com and the Bar Down Beauties podcast. Jessi, thank you for taking the time this afternoon to join us. How you doing?
Always. I'm all right. Chaotic start to the season here, obviously, with the Kirill news. It's going to be a daily question. You guys are all too familiar with that as far as the McDavid situation goes. But yeah, we're jumping right in feet first. This happened 5 years ago when they were trying to get Kirill to sign. So back at it.
Yeah, these damn 97s, they got to make up their mind. But Jessi, let's start there. So there is conflicting reports that he did reject it. No, he didn't. Where are we with this? Well, what's the latest you're hearing? Did he reject the 8-year deal, and what's to it? Because I saw your tweet yesterday. It's not the money. It might be the term.
I feel like it's the term. I think there hasn't been enough shown to Kirill Kaprizov to say, yes, this is a team that's going to be a contender in my time. I think that's kind of always been his mentality. In the entire time that Kirill has been with this franchise, he wants to win. He has never said anything else. And that's, of course, the mentality of every hockey player. But he truly wants to win a Stanley Cup. He wants to win multiple Stanley Cups. And I think you look at the team that the Minnesota Wild have structured around him, it hasn't been all that impressive, right? You're not getting out of the first round of the playoffs, even if you're making them. And this summer was supposed to be the summer that the shackles are off. You're out of salary cap purgatory with Parisi and Suter, dead cap space gone. However, unfortunate circumstance that every free agent that you would have been interested in signing re-signs with their team. So I think that definitely put probably some questions in Kirill's mind. Where is this team at? Yes, you have some really good young studs. You guys mentioned Matt Boldy. You mentioned Joel Eriksson-Ek, Brock Faber, amongst some of that elite youthful surge that's going to come here and be pillars and staples of the franchise. But I don't know if that's enough for Kirill right now. So I think he's probably eyeing more of a 4 to 5 year deal, which in Bill Guerin's shoes, he wants to keep the fans happy. The fans need Kirill for 8 years. We don't get nice things in Minnesota very often, especially by way of sports. So to even consider not having Kirill Kaprizov in the immediate future, let alone the long term, is terrifying for fans right now.
Jessi, so sometimes when you're in the market, just like in Edmonton, you get a steady dose of players like McDavid, players like Kaprizov. What can you kind of explain to maybe people that don't watch the Minnesota Wild up here in Edmonton much, that what type of player is he and what does he actually mean to that team? Is he the McDavid of the Minnesota Wild?
100%. I mean, last year you saw him in early Hart conversations before he got injured. He is the MVP of this team. He is everything to the Minnesota Wild. Minnesota has not had a superstar in their hands, with the exception of Marian Gaborik. Marian Gaborik is the last player they had that would be considered a league-wide superstar. Kirill Kaprizov, even better than Gaborik. Now, of course, there is a little PTSD from the Gaborik situation as well, because if you guys recall, Gaborik walked right into free agency. They weren't able to trade him. They lost the superstar. And so when you're hearing those questions of whether Kirill's going to sign his extension and why it's so important for the fans to want that to happen, is because those alarms are raised again, is we cannot let him just go to free agency. You can't let this guy who they found in the 5th round and has turned into the player that he is. You don't want him to walk. Kirill brings everything. He is as physical as I've ever seen a player. He's going to get into those gritty areas, but then his edge work, his skating, obviously his goal scoring, he is an all-around elite talent. And I think, again, you saw that conversation at the beginning of last year, and you saw what he did in the playoffs for the Minnesota Wild too. He is everything to this franchise. So it's understandable that they want to hold on to that and build around that, because I think if you remove him from that equation, you're looking at a full-on rebuild then. And that's not what the Minnesota Wild want, obviously.
Jessi Pierce from NHL.com and the Bartown Beauties podcast joins us here on EST Afternoon. So, Jessi, with Kirill, is maybe his camp just looking at this and saying there's maybe something out there bigger? Like there's probably a handful of teams that can offer him more money than 16 per year. Do you think that's what they're thinking right now, saying, you know what, let's play out this year and we'll see what we can get in the open market next year?
It's certainly, I mean, I listened to Elliot Friedman's podcast today too and heard that. I'm like, oh, there's another bomb into this fan base fire, right? Like, my goodness. Because last year, if you guys recall, I think it might have been The Athletic had run a piece saying that Chicago was very interested in pursuing Kirill Kaprizov, which is just a dagger in the heart to Minnesota. Of all teams, like the Chicago Blackhawks are going to come poach your best player. Like, you can't have that happen. But I do think that that's probably a team that would be willing to go 7x18, 7x20, which is astronomical to me, because as you guys know and have mentioned, Connor McDavid is still not signed. So if Kirill's going to be getting that much, there goes Connor McDavid's price up as well, because McDavid exceeds what Kirill should be making. I mean, for Kirill, I don't think he's looking to reset the market, but I think obviously McDavid's camp wants him to do it first, so then they can therefore go back and reset it as well. But I think the agent is going to look out for himself and for his player, and for them that comes down to the money as much as anything as well. And Bill Guerin also has to look at it from the team perspective, right? Like earlier on last year, Craig Leopold, owner of the Minnesota Wild, said there is not a team that will outpay Kirill than us. We are willing to pay every cent to him, and Bill Guerin has doubled down on that since. But also, I've always cautioned that, because you need to still have other players that can contribute and be a successful part with Kirill. Yes, throw a lot of money, and $16 million is quite a bit of money without question. But I think, you'd have to be willing. For me, I'd go 5x17, maybe. That's my max. And I know you want to do 8. I just think that's maybe more of a sweeter spot for Kirill in regard to term, in regard to money. But there's always going to be somebody that New York, Chicago, your big market teams are probably going to open their checkbook pretty big too.
Let's create a scenario, Jessi. If Kirill doesn't sign and start going through the year, does Bill Guerin pull the trigger on a trade, or does he, with the cap going up, is there the possibility, because you're kind of in the same situation as here, is there a possibility with the cap going up at the end of the year, signing Kirill again later on with the 7-year max term at that point? Or would he actually try to get something now, because you just can't, again, like you said, you can't afford to have something like that happen with Gaborik before?
Yeah, I mean, if you let Kirill walk, I think Billy has to walk right behind him, right? Like, I that can't happen.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. So, I mean, you do have to entertain the possibility of a trade. If you're getting the sense that, you know what, this isn't going to happen, we are not going to come to terms, before that July 1 of next summer, you have to get that list of teams, because I believe Kirill right now has a full no move, no trade situation going on too. So you have to have that conversation with Kirill saying, where can we put you? It's not overly similar, but it's not too dissimilar to what Bill Guerin achieved with Kevin Fiala a couple seasons ago when he traded Fiala for Brock Faber, who at the time, Brock Faber, kind of an unknown, and Fiala had come off this monstrous season, but Bill Guerin knew we can't afford to keep him, so we have to trade him. There was no way that he was going to let him go for nothing, and I think that's also the priority. I believe they're willing to probably continue on these conversations, but with Kirill being as big of an asset and as big of a superstar as he is for this team, much like Connor McDavid there, that's going to become a major, major distraction throughout the course of the season. The longer this drags on, the more cities he goes to, the more practices. Every day we have to ask what's going on. Where are we at with this? I mean, it's just, that's part of what we have to do as media folk. That's part of what the fan base wants to know is, where are you going with this? And unlike you guys, we actually haven't heard directly from Kirill yet either as to what he's thinking. We'll have that opportunity early next week at a golf fundraiser nonetheless. But it'll be curious to see what he says, because at the end of last year with media availabilities with both Kirill and Bill Guerin, it felt like a done deal. It seemed like he was going to sign on the dotted line on July 1 and it was all set and buttoned up. They just had to wait. And then it kind of moved on and moved on and moved on. And now you are a week out from training camp and still nothing. And you're just, it makes it, understandably, alarms are going off a little bit. You have speculation, but until we chat with Kirill, I guess it'll be interesting to see where his head is at for this team and their future too.
Jessi, a quiet offseason for the Minnesota Wild. They brought in Tarasenko, but kept a lot of their own guys. A big name that a lot of rumors throughout the summer that was going to get traded was Marco Rossi. He ends up staying there. He wasn't happy with his role in the playoffs. What do you expect from Marco Rossi this year? Because that top six from the Wild is really, really good with Boldy and Zuccarello and Eriksson Ek. But Marco Rossi coming back kind of mended the relationship there and said he was fine with it and he's going to go back. But Marco Rossi, what are the expectations for him this season?
That was more fun off-season drama, right? There was the whole, is he going to stay? Is he not? No, I mean, the biggest question around Marco Rossi was he was demoted. Bill Guerin will love to tell us up and down that it was not a demotion to the fourth line, but it was. It was absolutely a demotion on the fourth line in the playoffs. And this was a kid that had played all 82 games, which was a rarity last year for the Minnesota Wild, coming off from 43 to 60 points last season. He is a grinder. He is a guy that will go out there and work. And I think Bill Guerin kind of backed himself into a corner by having put Marco on the fourth line, by kind of having make it evident that the team wasn't that invested in him, but therefore other teams figured they could lowball him on that. So I think that was a big part of Marco coming back, because at the end of the day, Marco's signing was exactly what Bill Guerin had been offering all along, and Marco's camp wasn't thrilled with it. So it's Marco gambling on himself. It's certainly something where he's going to come in with that chip on his shoulder again, which he did a few seasons back too, and it's worked out well for him. Like, he plays good with that chip. I'm hoping he gets the opportunities, because again, up the middle in general, the Minnesota Wild have never been and certainly aren't very deep. You have Joel Eriksson Ek, and beyond that, it's a little up and down. Marco is a very solid centerman, but across the league, he's not, shaking down trees by any stretch. So I'm expecting him to have a really, really good season, and again, use that kind of maybe frustration from the offseason or frustration from the playoffs and being demoted to his advantage. And I think he'll be at least another 60-point getter, if not more, this year.
Jessi, is that the kind of the missing piece in your mind that the Minnesota Wild are missing right now they've have good regular seasons, but to get over that hump of that first round? Or is there somewhere else where you think that throughout the year is where Bill Guerin has to solidify his roster?
I mean, everybody wants a number one center, right? Like, that's the dream of every team. Apparently they don't just grow on trees around the place. And again, with the free agents that were pending heading into this year, it looked like you would have your good pickings, but a lot of those guys going back, and that's just an unfortunate circumstance of the year. And I'm glad that Bill Guerin didn't go out and overpay somebody just because he felt like he had to, just because he had this money. There's still that money to utilize come trade deadline time, and I'm excited to see what he can pull them. But yeah, I would say up the middle is their weakest point. point. Faceoffs in general are a struggle for Minnesota every single year. And then I would also say special teams. They cannot get their power play to go whatsoever. They were a bottom half team again this year. They started out strong. Their top unit had guys like Brock Faber and Kirill and Eke, and like you had a good top unit, and they just weren't able to quite figure it out. So I think Nico Sturm's going to be a great addition as well for that depth piece. He's a fantastic face-off guy, so that's going to be absolutely huge, and he'll get some special teams play on the PK, which will also be a big asset. And then you need health. I know that's such a cop-out, and that's such an excuse, but last year, the way that team did battle through injury and without Kirill, without Eriksson Ek, without Jonas Brodin, without Jared Spurgeon for a minute, Zuccarello with a real unfortunate injury there. It was tough to say the least. So I think getting stronger up the middle is top a priority, but I also have a question mark this year about goaltending. I am curious to see how Philip Gustafsson does. Fantastic season last year, coming off a really bad year. And that's kind of been Gus's MO, is very up and down. There's been this lack of consistency where you can really lock him in. When you had Marc-Andre Fleury backing him up, you felt a little bit more confident. This year, they'll have Jesper Valstead coming in, the quote unquote future wall of St. Paul. And there's been so much excitement about this kid, right? It rhymes. That's what we draft people for, is if like Thrill the Thrill, the wall of St. Paul. As long as you have a cool nickname, you can make it in this Minnesota franchise.
Don't bring up Wallstead here in Edmonton.
No. All right. Fair.
No, it's just
oh man. But it was a tough year for him in the American Hockey League. So there's a little bit of questions on how he's going to do in that backup role. Is Philip Gustafsson going to need to lean on him more because he might regress a little bit? We don't know. So goaltending, I kind of wish Billy would have found a better veteran presence to have as kind of an in case of emergency situation, maybe paid a little bit more for that. But otherwise, we'll see. The Minnesota Wild need to get out of the first round. They need to become conference contenders. That's where McDavid has that to lean on, at least for him and his negotiations, right? Like, we have this, and this that I've done here. Kirill can't say that for himself either. So bringing it back full circle there, it'll be an interesting year this year.
All right. You know what's funny, Jessi? Everybody's watching that Monday night NFL game, and after 3 quarters, you go on X. You know how it is in the media and social media nowadays, and everybody's ready to trade this guy, and he's a bust, and he's that, and he's this, and then we all know what happened in the 4th quarter. I mean, JJ McCarthy must be just an absolute legend right now in Minnesota. Where's his status at? Because he's easy to cheer for, and I'm glad he had the 4th quarter he did, because like I said, in this day and age, we just write off guys way too quickly, but seems like Minnesota's got a keeper there.
You guys must have been following my Twitter account. I was ready to remove my skull tattoo. I was like,
I was worried you had to get it removed. Yeah, I was like, okay, I thought it was backwards, but then I realized, okay.
Oh my gosh, no, it was. The Vikings gave these out for free, by the way. So of course I went and got one, because what a great idea that was. Permanently ink your body. No, I love it. NFC Player of the Week as well, which may be a little bit of a stretch. I wouldn't say that. We're thrilled about it, but he's a hockey guy too, so of course he loved JJ McCarthy. But no, what really took me back by JJ is the way that he pulled himself out of that gutter and continued to forge through. For a young guy like that to be able to rally this group around him and say, you know what, Aaron Jones had relayed to the media that JJ pulled everybody in and said, hey, look around. Is there anywhere else you guys would rather be? Like, just really cool. Like, run through a wall, man. Like, that sounds awesome for him to get those guys to rally behind him, because on paper, again, the Vikings look like a phenomenal team, a Super Bowl contending team. And the biggest question was the QB. Was he going to be ready? And for those first 3 quarters, you were like, nope, absolutely not. I'm done with this. Sports fans were never unhinged at all, but it was tough. So I think he showed enough juice. You've got KOC at the helm, who is the quarterback whisperer, as we call him here. I think it was good for him to have that adversity maybe early on. It'll be really crazy to see him at home. The bank is going to go wild on Sunday night. But the Falcons aren't the Bears. The Bears also helped the Vikings win by being the Chicago Bears. And not something that's going to happen that often, but super exciting. Everybody in the state is in love with JJ McCarthy. I think he even said it earlier on during training camp that I thought this was going to be just a hockey state, but it's a huge Viking state as well. But like most, Vikings haven't had much success either. So they are praying that somebody can be their messiah and get them beyond. And JJ's locked up under contract, so they don't have to worry about that, which is nice as well.
And Jessi, I included Joaquin and myself in that because when the Oilers or the Elks are playing here, or we do the same thing. So it wasn't a shot at anyone that did it. It's just funny that
sports in general. Like I do laugh. Like we're so ready. Like even now, I should bring this up. Now that Kirill, rumors are that he turned it down. And I don't know if this is like this in Edmonton or if it's elsewhere, but in Minnesota in particular, we take great offense if you say no to us or you don't like us. We perceive you to not like us. Yeah. So, right? So Kirill saying no to this contract, everyone's like, trade him. If he doesn't want to be here, then just trade him. I'm like, you guys are insane. Like, no, that's not the reaction we have. Like, please stop. So that's been also in my mentions is like, we should just get rid of him now. And it's like, no, we don't. No. Like, hold on, take a breath. It's okay. It'll be okay.
Well, Jessi, for the sake of Wild and Oiler fans, hopefully the 297 sign sooner rather than later. It's great for us to do shows and are in the media.
Lots of content, at least.
Lots of content. But Jessi, this has been fantastic. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Just tell our listeners where they can find your work.
Yeah, NHL.com. All Minnesota Wild related stories and NHL stories as they come by. And Bar Down Beauties, new episodes released each and every Tuesday on YouTube and wherever you can listen to your podcasts.
Good stuff, Jessi. Enjoy the start of training camps around the NHL, and I'm sure we'll have you on again.
Sounds good, boys. Thanks so much.
All right.
Thanks, Jessi.
That's Jessi Pierce, NHL.com, Bar Down Beauties podcast. That was great.
It's funny.
Great breakdown.
Oh, yeah. It's funny how, well, they say like Minnesota's the unofficial Canadian city. And they're going through the exact same thing.
Man,
This is exact kind of same type of player, exact number, everything.
The only difference is no one here is saying trade McDavid.
They're trying to lock into that. But
that was fantastic.
That was great.
And a great breakdown. But it's starting to sound like Kirill's like, I want to test you. Like, I'm going to get more money.
I think this is the agents on the shoulders going, look, man, you could go into next season July 1st and be wined, dined.
Oh, boy.
And with a ton of dineros behind it.
And it's interesting because Minnesota, they're a good team.
Yeah.
Like
well, Jessi said it. Like they've been, the injury bug has, and that's the thing. They just got out of those massive deals too. Right? Yeah. They still have a little bit, but.
Yeah, but you can't bring up Jesper Wallstedt here in Edmonton. Are you kidding me, man?
Come on. What are you doing, Jessi?
He's supposed to be the next one. What was it? The Wall of St. Paul?
Oh, the Wall of St. Paul.
I love that.
Man.
That is great. All right, coming up next, your favorite segment of the week. It's the Red Light District with Joaquin Gage. Hit us up on the nasty chat, River Korean Box 780-218-9999, and slam that thumbs up for us. We're getting closer and closer to some preseason action for the Edmonton Oilers. Red Light District on the other side of the break. Here's Scoop.
The Jays hold a 3-0 lead on the Astros, entering the third inning of their series closer. George Springer, Nathan Lukes, Addison Barger, each with a run. And staying with the Jays, Anthony Santander continues to recover from his shoulder injury. He begins a 3-game rehab stint with the AAA Bisons later tonight. And 2 other games are live in the majors. Pirates down 3-2 against the Orioles, top of the 9th, while in the 6th inning, the White Sox control the Rays 2-0. And at Lambeau Field, Jordan Love and the Packers challenge Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. Catch the game at Sally's Sports Bar and Lounge to join the one and only Lieutenant Eric for the action. Kickoff goes at 6:15. In NCAA action, we have the Demon Deacons scrapping the Wolfpack at 5:30. Both teams 2-0 on the season. Elsewhere, there's 4 games in the WNBA, one of which has Las Vegas hitting the court in LA for 8 o'clock tip-off. This sports update is brought to you by the Capital Care Foundation. Financial support deeply affects residents at Capital Care. Whether it's a one-time donation or a monthly contribution, every penny counts. Find out how you can donate at capitalcarefoundation.net. Joaquin Gage has his Red Light District on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
The EST Hangout.
He's got 4 matches left or whatever in John Cena. One of the best things ever to happen with John Cena. You can find it on YouTube. There's a time he was in Edmonton. He takes his shirt off. He throws it into the crowd. Shirt gets thrown back into the rink. He grabs the shirt again, throws it back, gets thrown back at John Cena. He laughs, takes it to the other side and throws it away. It was Uke and his buddy Vinny.
Of course
The
it was.
EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Weiss Johnson, whoa.
Looking for a smart alternative to heating and cooling your home? Hi, Dennis from Weiss Johnson, your cold climate heat pump specialists. We'll explain how Trane heat pumps offer a reliable, cost-effective heating and cooling solution. Order your Trane heat pump now and take advantage of the Canada Greener Homes Loan Initiative. Trane, it's hard to stop a Trane. From the most experienced HVAC company around, family owned and operated for nearly 50 years.
Visit weiss-johnson.com.
World-renowned top psychic medium and the star of Meet the Frasers, Matt Fraser comes to River Cree Resort and Casino on September 12th and 13th for a couple of special live shows. Join Matt for 2 nights of healing, hope, and laughter. Matt has become a trusted figure for people seeking closure, guidance, and connection with their loved ones. Don't miss Matt Fraser live at River Cree Resort and Casino September 12th and 13th. Both shows are 18+. Get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Joaquin.
You don't have to put on the red light. Those days are over. You don't have to sell your body to the night.
Joaquin.
You don't have to wear that dress tonight. Walk the streets for money. You don't care if it's wrong or if it's right.
Joaquin.
You don't have to put on the red light.
Joaquin.
You don't have to put on the red light.
Joaquin. 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 We're back here. EST Afternoons, live from the William Huff Studios. Joaquin Gage, Hernan Salas, Zach Kubish with you. It's time for the Red Light District. Cam Robinson is a gentleman that content director and director of film scouting at Elite Prospects. He's broken some big stories in the NHL, including one of the Oilers. I just can't remember which one last year. He tweeted out an hour ago. According to sources, reports that the Wild have approached Kaprizov's camp for a trade list. Oh, no, wait. Reports that the Wild have approached Kaprizov's camp for a trade list appears premature. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. No, because there was reports from some other people on X that I don't know who they are, and they were saying that. But Cam Robinson's now reporting that the trade list, like this story seems premature.
Yeah.
Bill Guerin's not trying to trade.
No.
So he's got, like Jesse said, if he trades him, he's probably following him. On the way
Yeah.
So if you see that on Twitter, this is from Cam Robinson, who has broken some big stories in the NHL. He's saying that it's kind of premature. Don't read too much into it.
So with Jesse saying that, with Bill Guerin following out, does JJ and Stan Bowman, if
McDavid leaves, yeah,
they're done.
Yeah,
that's the reason they came.
I'll drive them to the airport. I'm free after 3.
Hop in, boys.
Yeah, just quickly, Michigan. This one says, Michigan fans are not surprised by JJ's fourth quarter performance. This other one says, Jessi is great. Love the insight on the Wild. Bone says, imagine the turnaround for Minnesota if Kaprizov is traded from having the Suter Parise cap implications to having a ton of cap space. And then this one says, new theory. McDavid is holding out to see how much Kaprizov signs for with the Oilers, question mark. First line of Kaprizov, McDavid, and Dry for 2027. Oh, man, it's great. But all right, let's get to, we'll continue to track this story though. But like I said, Cam Robinson saying that premature that they've asked for a trade list. So don't buy into that. Take it with a grain of salt. Joaquin, what do you got for us today on the Red Light District?
Well, on the just because the rookies were hit the ice today for the first time, I just kind of looked into who are going to some of the top rookies this year in the NHL.
Okay,
who are the candidates for the Calder? So I have 8 guys here, and to be honest, I don't know a ton about these guys. There's a few guys that I've heard about, right? But
do you have a guy that rhymes with Spike? I'll let you get.
We do have Mr. Howard is one of the young guns. Okay. So, but the number one, looking at it, is that Ivan Demidov for the Montreal Canadiens. Like he's pretty slick. I think there's going to be some growing pains. I think, but I think because the Montreal Canadiens are uniquely situated, where they've got a young group, right? Bunch of guys that don't know any better than it looks like a lot of fun to be playing in Montreal right now. So obviously he was, I guess, one of the top rookie picks in fantasy for this year, and has had obviously success in the KHL and has high expectations out of camp. The second one, another forward taken second overall, is that Michael Misa. Right, they're going to the San Jose Sharks. Scored a ton in junior.
Yeah.
Again, going to a team with young talent. Sometimes that's kind of fun. A little bit worrisome because of a veteran presence. But look, San Jose is a few years away from being competitive anyway, right? Mm-hmm. We didn't really talk about too much, but with Zeev Buyam. So going to the Minnesota Wild, defenseman.
One of the few players that made his debut in the playoffs last year. Yeah.
And with what Jessi just said, might be an answer for the power play.
Yeah.
Right? Who knows?
I mean, Brock Faber's good.
He's really good.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just maybe having Faber and him on the back, it might ignite that power play a little bit. The next one is Jimmy Snuggerud for the St. Louis Blues.
Oh yeah, good one.
So another guy that's looks like he has good upside and high expectations. Again, St. Louis has some nice young guns, and
I just like saying Snuggerud.
Snuggerud's a great name.
So 4 points in 7 games last year.
Yeah. So another guy that could be on the outside, and in the Calder conversation for sure. This one, that Ryan Leonard for the Washington Capitals. This guy, I heard this was one person that they were really high on. And in my mind, I think the Washington Capitals, no one saw them doing what they did last year. And they have a bunch of young players that are coming up that might make Alexander Ovechkin want to keep playing, because they're going to be really good with these young guys, and it's a perfect mix of, I think, young guys coming into a culture of a lot of guys that have won before, and to surpass the vets. It's a great situation to have. So
is he not the one that when Ovechkin broke the record, he got his first NHL goal?
Yeah. So and he's got a little bit of a personality too, because
Gretzky congratulated him right before Ovechkin. Yeah, that's good.
Carolina Hurricanes. I don't know a lot about that. Alexander Nikishin. Not like the Hurricanes need another really good, promising D-man. That
he's unreal.
Yeah,
he almost was a point per game in the KHL.
Yeah,
he was one of the highly touted prospect.
So 23 years old.
Locked up.
Yeah.
Big time. He was on a great team too, which obviously helps when you're scoring goals and inflates the numbers a bit. But just all around, watching highlight packages of that guy, you're just like, why is he not playing in the NHL yet? He's Unreal.
He did play in the playoffs 4 games,
Yeah.
got 1 assist.
So again, going into a great situation with really good defensemen, can insulate him a little bit, right? Perfect. Number 7, you know the name.
Ike
Howard.
Ike.
All right. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Man. I'm excited to see what this guy does. When he was like brash at the draft and holding out for what he wants, this guy, he's got some swagger. Cass said he saw him and he didn't look out of place those skates, take them with a grain of salt. Everyone can look good in it, but he did notice he looked quite good. So
we will hear from him in the second set.
I know. Yeah. So probably maybe the only reason I might tune in to tomorrow night's game is just to see him. So
that's fair, man.
Yeah. And last not least, Sam Rinzel, defenseman, Chicago Blackhawks. They need all the help they can get, let's face it. So he's probably going to get a lot of time. I don't necessarily like unless you're just next level.
Yeah.
A rookie defenseman going into a team that just gets eaten up.
Yeah.
Right. You can't count on young rookies to help on the back end. But again, the turnover, young guy building something in Chicago, you hope. But so those are the 8 guys that I think you'll probably be mentioning.
There might be one surprise.
Yeah, maybe. There usually is.
Yeah.
But I think these guys all have Calder kind of pedigree.
So Sam Rinzel played 9 games last year with 5 assists. Savoie is another guy who is he can win the Calder.
He can win the Calder, I know, but
I agree with you with Demidov. I think he's a front runner. YouTube Trev says upcoming 70-point season for Demidov. Like, this guy's good,
70 points, Trev. I know you go home and then indulge, but geez.
Because I think he had 2 points last year in the regular season. In 2 games.
They were good
and played 5 playoff games, had 2 assists. He's 19. He's still so damn young, but a big boy.
There's going to be peaks and valleys, I think.
Oh, for sure. But for me now, like the Canadians, I want to watch him because of this guy, right?
Well, they just got some young guys that are fun to watch. Suzuki's great. Caulfield's awesome. What's the Slovak?
Slava.
He's great too.
Oh my. Yuri.
Yeah, Yuri.
Yeah. What's his name?
Hold on.
Yuri Slavkovsky? Yeah, he's not.
That's
yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I remember them by their first name. And then Lane Hutson on the back end. They brought in Noah Dobson. Like that team's gonna. I can see them taking another step here. It's gonna be absolutely great to watch.
Look at it. It's a good forward group, man. Like if one person can stay healthy too, but you have line A, take him with a grain of salt. Like these up and down, but Suzuki, Caulfield, Slavkovsky, Gallagher, Anderson, Kirby Dach, Newhook.
And Kirby Dach hasn't been the same he was in Chicago, but it's there. Yeah,
he's been injured, man.
But he still has that dog in him.
Yeah.
Where that guy returns to form before he went to Montreal. That guy's a player.
Kirby Dach's only 24 years old,
but a lot of injuries.
Yeah, a lot of injuries.
Yeah,
but he can. I think he can come back. Look at, what's his name? God, I'm terrible with names today.
Spit it out, Joaquin.
Avalanche captain. Why can't I think of his name all of a sudden?
Gabriel
Landeskog. Like 2 years, and they reconstructed his knee.
Yeah. No, that's a good list. Let us know who you think is going to be fighting for the Calder. And don't be a homer. I mean, if you really believe Ike Howard or Savoie are going to be there, then sure. But just don't throw those names just because they're Oilers, okay? Hey, up next, we will hear from Ike Howard, and we're going to, talk about maybe some expectations, compare him to other Hobey Baker winners. I mean, it's always unfair, but just to look at numbers and just compare those so we're not evaluating this guy to be a 70, 80-point guy, right? So keep it realistic. And, of course, Shaquille Majuri from CBS Sports to tee up Canelo Alvarez in the Terrence Crawford fight that goes Saturday night from Las Vegas. That fight's on Netflix. Joaquin is really into it, so we're going to have a good conversation there with Shaquille. That's all coming up here on EST Afternoon. Slam that thumbs up. nasty chat. And like always, the afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. You want to check out some shows this month. Steve-O, the Crash and Burn Western Canadian Tour goes on September 28th. All you got to do for tickets is go to rivercreeresort.com or hit up the River Cree box office. Hour 2 of EST Afternoons on the other side of the break.
The Lock Shop. And then, of course, Jaden Daniels is just a different beast. I mean, you just mentioned what he did against Philadelphia, arguably the best defense in the National Football League last year. I'm certainly not fading Jaden Daniels when it comes to anything to do with rushing in this game, but basically with the numbers of where they are, the Love and the Eckler overs, I think are the ones where the market and the line gives you the best value on an over.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Get ready for pure adrenaline at Buck's Auto Parts Annihilation Night, Saturday, September 13th at Brand Torque Raceway. Witness an action-packed evening filled with crashing, smashing, and jaw-dropping stunts. From heart-pounding collision to cars dropped from towering cranes and a jet car burn. Celebrate an evening of outrageous entertainment at Buck's Auto Parts Annihilation Night, Saturday, September 13th at Brand Torque Raceway. Just west of Highway 2 and Highway 19 at the Edmonton International Airport. Tickets and info online at radraceway.com.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
You know Dawn. Everyone knows Dawn. Dawn from
Frontier Cartage. That's right, it's me, Dawn from Frontier Cartage, where we're setting the standard for cartage service in Edmonton and beyond, offering city cartage, Alberta highway, short haul deck, and more. My team and I are bringing our years of industry experience and expertise to every mile.
Join Dawn and her boys in a new chapter in transportation excellence, dedicated to exceptional service. Call Dawn at Frontier Cartage, 587-222-5826.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
In their series closer against the Astros, the Jays hold a 3-0 lead. Top of the fourth, Nathan Lukes, George Springer, and Addison Barger running the bases. Right now, Kevin Gausman is on the mound for the Jays. One out for the Astros, and a runner in first and third, Jose Altuve at bat. And from Buffalo, Toronto's Anthony Santander has reported to the AAA Bisons to kick off a 3-game rehab stint as he recovers from a shoulder injury. That begins today. One game's wrapped up. One other game live in the majors. Tampa Bay down 2-0 to the White Sox, top of the sixth. And down south, Thursday night football action. It's the Commanders, led by Jaden Daniels, facing Jordan Love's Packers in Green Bay. Come by Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino on Fort Road to join Lieutenant Eric for the game. Kickoff goes at 6:15. And from the NCAA, Wake Forest plays NC State. Both teams 2-0. That game getting underway at 5:30. In basketball action, there's 4 WNBA games, including the Wings and Mercury, duking it out at 6 o'clock. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. EST Afternoons continues.
It's hour 2 here on EST Afternoons on this wonderful Thursday. Another beautiful day in the city of Edmonton. Edmonton Elks in action on Saturday, 1 p.m. The Green and Gold kickoff show will get going at noon. So that's great. You wake up. There's no F1, right? No.
Not this
No.
weekend.
The weekend after from Azerbaijan. Baku. Yeah. So we'll see if they can continue rolling. Winner 4 of their last 5. Excited to see the depth chart tomorrow. Some question marks for sure, but Nick Anderson returns, which is only going to help that defense that's really coming on Thursday Night Football. Commanders Packers tonight. That's going to be really fun. Go hang out with Lieutenant Eric down at at the Century Casino Fort Road in the sports bar called Selly's. He'll be down there. He swears by the steak sandwich. Always posts pictures. So I'm sure some nasties are going to be down there with Lieutenant Eric. So go hang out, have a bevy, have a pop if you need, and maybe some wings, and enjoy the game. It's good times. And the Jays are in action right now. I think they're up 3-0. Last time I looked at the good old TV, so they keep rolling atop of the AL East as we get closer to the playoffs. Blue Jays in the playoffs is going to be awesome.
Always is.
Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. But more importantly, Oilers rookies are on the ice, Joaquin. And they'll play tomorrow against the Calgary rookies. Again, if you have Oilers Plus, you can watch the game. You want to watch for free, you can go to CalgaryFlames.com. And then they play Sunday in Calgary.
Yes.
And then the big boys will report next week, and we'll be all over it. And then we're right into preseason action. Holy smokes, Joaquin. Time flies, man. Time flies.
You believe there's a mini Battle of Alberta tomorrow?
That's crazy.
It's nuts.
2 games.
We're all full of Battle of Alberta. It's football, hockey.
Yeah, we're all over it. We're all over it. CFL action, 2 games tomorrow, 2 games Saturday. Our boy Dusty's flying out to BC today. He'll be doing the late game tomorrow. BC Lions, Ottawa Redblacks. And then Canelo, Crawford, and we got Shaquille Majuri coming up in about 20 minutes time, and he'll tee up that fight. Joaquin's really into this one, so it's going to be fun. It's going to be great, and it'll be a good conversation with Shaquille. But the boys hit the ice, the rookies. Let's hear from probably the most watched rookie at this year's camp and in the 2 rookie games and in the preseason, heading into the regular season. Let's hear from Ike Howard now.
During the captain's case, I guess, what was that first time again? Yeah, actually, he wasn't out there when I got out there. A lot of guys were, though. And, it was just really fun. Good to get to go on with the fellas. Got a good skate in, and it was fun. So you haven't been on the ice with them at all yet? Not yet, no. Okay.
Happy to be here finally, just be on the ice, be in Edmonton and all that. How's it feeling finally?
Yeah, it feels great. I'm just happy to get going. It just feels good to be here around the rink, start finding my way. And then, we got a game tomorrow, and, it comes up quick, but it's exciting.
Did you feel like you were going to play in the NHL this year? I know that the trade kind of facilitated that, but how much ready were you to go back to college and do that part of your life?
Yeah, I was definitely in a unique situation. Part of me felt that I was ready. I wanted to play in the NHL. At the same time, I was blessed to have such a good time at Michigan State, and in the grand scheme of it, I was ready to go back for another year and be there with my guys and chase a national championship. So I kind of looked at it as a win-win situation, and then I was fortunate enough to get traded and end up in a great spot here.
Being an Oiler, being an Edmonton excites you?
Yeah, I think just the winning culture they have right now. They've been to back-to-back Stanley Cup finals. We're on the hunt to win the Stanley Cup, and coming in the league, being a young guy, not everyone can say that. And being surrounded with the best players in the world, so many opportunities to learn from them and just continue to grow my game.
How much did your mindset shift from obviously now coming to Edmonton, playing in the NHL, knowing that you also could have been playing college? Obviously, you want to be striving for your best, but they are different. So how did that kind of shift over the summer?
Yeah, it's going to be a unique challenge, and I think my mindset's just coming in here, playing my game. I hope to make the team, be in the NHL, tackle that part of the game, and I think it's just at the end of the day, it's fun. It's a sweet opportunity I have. It's not too stressful actually. It's pretty unreal. So just coming here with a good attitude and have some fun.
Like some of your sort of colleagues would get drafted really high by some team that's got a ton of room in their roster because they finished 30th, and they walk in the league and there's a place for them. You're walking into a team that's been to the Cup for 2 years. They're dying to have some young guys around here that can play, But is the opportunity different? And how do you see the opportunity trying to squeeze into this lineup compared to maybe a lineup you have an easier time making?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what's so cool about this place is they want to win the Stanley Cup, and that brings a fun and exciting aspect to it. And then obviously it can, just for me, just gotta play my game during training camp. Hopefully get in, just do my thing and see where it goes.
This isn't a team where a young guy could just come out and play offense and the puck went in my net, I'll figure that out next shift. It's pretty important here to be a well-rounded player if they're going to win. Is your game ready to contribute on a team like that?
Yeah, I think my game is winning hockey. I think that's why I'm excited about this fit. I think I'm ready to take this on. Play both sides of the puck, and then just play my game.
You worked your whole life to put yourself in a position, to come into a camp and have people saying that guy's got a good chance to make this team. How did you prepare this summer, kind of understanding this was really the first year where that was going to be the case?
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun summer having that in mind. Every summer, obviously, you have a goal. You have things that are pushing you when you get to the gym and on the ice. So having that in the back of my head, every day, just showing up, trying to get better, knowing what my goal is and coming into training camp, being ready, it was pretty fun. And I think just summer in general, just put my head down, worked hard, kind of similar stuff to summers in the past, but, a new challenge.
I suppose the goal is making this team, obviously, but do you have a goal beyond that in terms of what you want to do, what you want to show the coaching staff, where you want to fit in potentially?
Yeah, I mean, I think just want to make a seamless jump to the NHL. I want to obviously right from the get-go just play my game and be effective. Be effective offensively. Be good in my own end. Nothing too crazy of goals, but just want to be impactful.
From Michigan, a state, that place that obviously knows hockey, but it's a little different up here sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what Edmonton's market and what you're kind of stepping into that regard.
Yeah, I think it's so cool just how how crazy it can be. Like I could see downtown just being rowdy in the playoffs. I could see just the atmosphere of it. Just watching the games, it looks incredible at Rogers Place. So it's kind of the cool part about Canada is hockey's their sport, and you come play in a market like this, it's crazy. And as a player, that's pretty unreal.
How would you describe your personality and how that maybe will help you take this on?
Yeah, I think I just always have a good mindset. Like to show up to the rink, have fun. It's a pretty now it's I guess a job, and it's a pretty sweet job to have. So never really getting down or negative. Just realizing how fortunate I am to be able to have this as a job, and at the end of the day, it's just a blast.
Matt Savoie was talking about you guys talking a little bit. He's from here. Have you been able to pick his brain a little bit about kind of how to maneuver and how to get around here?
Yeah, a little bit. Had to ask him if there's a chipper nearby, and there is, which is pretty sweet. When I got in the first night, I had to DoorDash that, so that was pretty good. Other than that, just we'll grab dinners around here and stuff, and just walk around.
So part of the issue or the reason you're not in Tampa was that an assignment to Syracuse just didn't work out between you guys and them and all that. Where do you stand on that? What happens if they send you to Bakersfield or want you to go to Bakersfield? You willing to go?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm here just to. That's not my call. It's not my judgment. There's people that get paid a lot of money to make those calls and stuff, and I'm just a player. So I just got to show up, do what I can, and see where it goes.
That kid sounds like he's gonna pot 50, buddy.
Oh yeah. Definitely in practice.
He's willing to go down to Baco. Good buddies.
Leon Draisaitl went down.
Yeah. I mean, and listen, it is a possibility, but he's
if
excited.
You see him struggling at a certain point.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. It's only going to benefit him, right? He's making the jump from college to the NHL. Good answers. I mean, really didn't say anything groundbreaking. He's excited for the opportunity. He's excited about the fan base here. Just wait on that. He says it's a great city for him, and he's excited for the opportunity. He's going to get one, man. He's going to get an excellent opportunity here. It could go his way early. It could not. But I still think we have to be patient with this player, Joaquin. That's the thing. He's still young. He hasn't played pro hockey. So we have to be patient with him. So Joaquin, like when you look at a guy like Ike Howard, I mean, and that's the part. Listen, we've been fans. Okay. There's going to be an overreaction over Friday and Sunday's game on a lot of the Oilers players. Oh, there is, good or bad.
Yeah.
Okay. take it with a grain of salt, guys. They're playing rookies. They're playing guys that are junior college guys. Not a lot of guys that have played pro. So take it with a grain of salt. Don't overreact, good or in a bad way. Sure, be excited. I get it. We all get excited when we see these young guys do well. Hobie Baker Award winner, right, Joaquin? For you, is 30 to 35 points for Ike Howard good season as a rookie? Fantastic, right?
If he gets close to that, that's amazing in my mind.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not even saying 40.
Now I'm gonna have to watch this game because I'm thinking back to when you play rookie games or those exhibition games, you start going up against a guy on the other side who is trying to do the same thing that you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And that is open eyes and impress your bosses, essentially, right? And it's a really good test of what that individual is made of, right? So yeah, I'm gonna watch it. It's gonna be his first kind of dive into professional hockey, which is exciting. It's scary a little bit at times, especially when you start playing against a guy that's 30 years old, and he's big and strong and
doesn't really care about you.
No, yeah, he doesn't. He looks at you like you're trash, basically, right? So, yeah, I envy him a little bit, being a kind of the big dog and going in and trying to strut his stuff. It's a great time in your life when a lot of people can never say that they've had an opportunity like this, right? Yeah. And he said it himself. He says to do this as a job is pretty cool.
Yeah,
I that's the one answer I got from him that I really liked, and that's a professionalism already at. And I know he's 22. How old is he?
He is 21.
21. So I like that answer. And he's a little bit older. He's not 18, right? Yeah. Just hopefully we'll get that Donaire question in there soon.
Yeah, I wonder if he's tried a Donaire yet.
What did he say? He DoorDashed. Do we have DoorDash?
Yeah.
He DoorDashed.
He said something when we both looked at each other. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. Yeah, but we'll ask him the Donaire when he joins us
in studio.
It's a great question. I don't care what anyone says, but I'm more intrigued to see him in NHL preseason games. Of course, yeah, we're all going to dive into these rookie games and see. Yeah, he looked good there. And I mean, he should be one of the better players on the ice. I'm looking at Matt Savoie as the same.
Yeah,
Savoie should be one of the better players for the Edmonton Oilers. So. Again, take it with a great. I don't want to tell fans how to fan. You get excited. I understand that, but I just don't want the expectations to get so high for this kid, and because there is going to be a downtime, and then we're all over him for he's not like guys. He's making a jump from college to NHL. You have a guy who played in the league, and you played junior hockey, but the jump is enormous. Joaquin.
It's so big, and you hear him say, "I think I'm ready." Right. And everyone feels that way. I was in junior as an 18-year-old thinking I'm ready for the NHL, which I was nowhere close to being ready for. But you don't know what you don't know. And you like that subtle confidence. You're not going to make it if you don't feel that way, I think.
Yeah. That's great that he has that confidence.
But yeah, you need that.
Yeah.
And look, he's a talented hockey player. He's watched highlights. He's a Hobie Baker winner. That's in a year where they were all saying that you could have picked 10 other guys to win that award, and he's the one that took it home. So
it says something.
It says something about him, and hopefully he can have some success.
So that's why, I was just looking at, and I'm just doing this. This is just for fun, okay? I don't want to compare him to Celebrini or Jack Eichel because those guys were top 2 picks. One was a first overall, one was a second overall. You can't compare that. A different kind of players. Cole Caulfield in his first year, 67 games, 43 points, pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that's what the Oilers fans are expecting from him. So, look at a guy like Jimmy Vesey, who won. Vesey, 80 games in his first year, 27 points. Gaudette. Really Adam Gaudette,
Oh, wow.
56 games in his first year, 12 points. Adam Fantilli, who got a lot of, he was playing top six, power play time with Columbus. 49 games played, he had 27 points. Now, you prorate that, it's a little bit, it's a lot higher, right?
But Ike isn't going to be on the power play too, so you have to curb it a little bit. A lot of these guys, these top guys going into,
they might get a look.
Spec said you're going in at the 30th team. Yeah, you're getting put in every situation.
So that's why I take it with a grain of salt. Like where I don't think he's going to be at Jack Eichel or Johnny Gaudreau or Cole, Celebrini numbers, but anywhere between. I mean, obviously you want him to have more points than Gaudette did, but that 27 to 35 point, I think for a rookie who's not going to, we assume he's not going to get power play. He might get a little bit here and there.
Maybe. It depends on how well he's playing, right?
Yeah. He's not going to kill penalties probably. And there's potential he's going to be in the top 6. If not, maybe top 9. You're not keeping him here if he's on your fourth line, plain and simple. So I think 30 to 35 points is reasonable. I think that's what fans should expect. Now, if he exceeds that, it's a bonus.
If he gets to it, it's a bonus.
Yeah. I think Savoie, I'd bump him up maybe 5 more points, 35 to 40, just because he had a really good pro year in the AHL last year.
And we've seen him at the NHL level too already.
All right, we got to get to a break. We'll continue this conversation at 2:40, but coming up next, we're going to tee up Canelo Alvarez, Terrence Crawford. Of course, that fight's on Netflix on Saturday. Shaquille Majuri from CBS Sports joins us next here. Really looking forward to this conversation. That's coming up here on EST Afternoon. Slam that thumbs up for us. Hit us up on the River Korean Box, 780-218-9999. And on the Nasty Chat, we talk some boxing on the other side of the break.
Two games are underway in the majors. Toronto and Houston live in their series closer. Both games so far have been decided by a single run. Toronto winning 4-3 in the opener, losing 3-2 last night. Well, right now, bottom of the 5th, Toronto leads 4-0. One out for the Jays, George Springer at bat. Elsewhere, the White Sox have recorded a 3-run 6th inning to be up 5-0 in their game in the 7th against the Rays. After that, the Yankees and Tigers meet. New York sits 3 games back of the Jays for first in the AL East. In Thursday night football action, Washington is on the road in Green Bay. Both teams 1-0 in the early going. Join Lieutenant Eric at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino on Fort Road for 6:15 kickoff. While on the court, 4 WNBA games dot the slate. The Lynx and Valkyries tip off while the Liberty and Sky have a dance. Both games start at 6 o'clock. On the other side of the break, we step into the ring to tee up the Alvarez-Crawford fight. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
Why would we do that? Even jokingly. Like, don't even joke about that.
Couple friends just touching chests.
We are friends.
So let's touch chests.
Let's not. You'd knock me over anyway. You're more athletic and strong than me.
Well, then I'll go on my knees.
No, you won't.
No, that's not.
No, you won't. That won't happen either.
No, that's sure not going to.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, weekday afternoon, 3 to 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Taco Tuesday just got wild at the Canadian Brewhouse. New tacos and quesadillas are just $3.49 all day. And after 4 p.m., sip $5.99 spicy mango margaritas and enjoy $2 off Corona tankers. Let's talk about a good time. The Canadian Brewhouse.
September is here. Although summer's entering the 7th inning stretch, the Jays are in full swing. Be ready for the baseball playoffs. And when the fall season arrives, create space with Sentinel Storage, official storage provider of the Toronto Blue Jays. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
World-renowned top psychic medium and the star of Meet the Frasers, Matt Fraser comes to River Cree Resort and Casino on September 12th and 13th for a couple of special live shows. Join Matt for 2 nights of healing, hope, and laughter. Matt has become a trusted figure for people seeking closure, guidance, and connection with their loved ones. Don't miss Matt Fraser live at River Cree Resort and Casino September 12th and 13th. Both shows are 18+. Get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
Everyone knows when you need a truck now, you call Dawn.
That's right. You call us, Frontier Cartage, when you need driver coverage or have a truck that's down.
You call Dawn from Frontier Cartage.
When you've got way more freight to move than you thought.
You call Dawn from Frontier Cartage.
When you need a truck that's available and ready to start anytime you need.
You call Dawn at Frontier Cartage, 587-222-5826. 587-222-5826.
We're back here on EST Afternoons. Joaquin Gage, Hernan Salas, producer Zach Kubish in the house. Keep it locked here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Coming up at 3, it's the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. They'll take you right up until 6, full day tomorrow starting at 6 a.m. Very excited for our next guest, Joaquin's. Can't wait for Saturday night as Canelo Alvarez will take on Terence Crawford down there in Vegas. You can watch the fight on Netflix. And to talk about this good old match here, Shaquille Majuri from CBS Sports joins us here. Shaquille, thank you for taking the time today. How are you doing today?
Man, nothing like a big fight feel, guys. I'm well. How are you?
We're doing excellent.
Oh, Shaquille, I'm really looking forward to Saturday night here. Sometimes with these fights, you kind of wish that they happened a few years earlier. But what type of when I look back at these types of fights, when kind of the bigger guy going up against the smaller guy, and looking back at history. Does this fight, is it kind of reminiscent of Hagler and Sugar Ray Leonard back when? Because I remember getting ready for this fight, and I found I was just a kid at the time. I know I'm dating myself, but I was worried for Ray Leonard going up against Marvin Hagler at that point.
That's a great comparison, and we see these fights from time to time, especially now. With Turki Al-Sheikh involved and the sort of emphasis we're putting on getting these big fights made. But when you ask that great question of can a great little guy beat a great big guy, the answer is usually no. And why I think the Sugar Ray Haggard comparison is so good is because this feels like one of those rare opportunities where as we inch closer and closer to the fight, the belief is sort of there. If you look at the odds, it's starting to shrink. It's just about a pick 'em right now. And I think a lot of that has to do with where Canelo Alvarez has been at in the last few years and the level of competition that he's fighting. But the sense of an upset is in the air. And I think that's what makes this so fascinating and why it's such a big ticket item.
So for Terence Bud Crawford, does he take a blueprint of kind of something in between Bivol and Mayweather that both had success against Canelo, or is there something different that he can implement in this fight?
There's so many question marks around it, and I think naturally the big question is like, how will his skill sets retool and reallocate fighting not one but two weight classes up? Like when he last moved up a weight, his technique was incredible, but you could tell that some of the sting wasn't quite there. And what he does have going for him is like naturally this isn't a bad weight class for him. He's actually a couple inches taller than Canelo. He has a 4-inch reach advantage against Canelo, and he's still shredded despite bulking up. So I think athletically he's going to be a really good fit. I don't think he's going to look outsized or small against Canelo. But the questions you start asking yourself are, well, how does the weight that he put on impact his natural gifts, right? Is the speed and elusiveness still there when he's carrying that extra weight on his frame? How able is he to take a shot from a guy in Canelo Alvarez who's a couple weight classes up? Now, Terence Bud Crawford has a legendary chin. He has never been knocked down in 42-some fights. So you suspect that it'll hold up, but these are the sort of question marks you have to ask yourself when you're moving up. As for the Mayweather fight, that was so long ago, and Floyd Mayweather is truly unique in his elusiveness. In my opinion, the greatest defensive fighter we've ever seen in boxing. Definitely. I think there's probably more you can gauge from the Dimitri Bivol fight, but I think what you really should look at more than Canelo's past opponent, the opponents that Canelo has beat, are the opponents that Canelo has beat most recently. The last 4 or 5 fights, you kind of get the sense that Canelo's been coasting, that his heart hasn't been quite there in the preparation in the fight. He hasn't had a knockout in about 4 years. People will argue that, he doesn't need a knockout when he's outclassing guys en route to unanimous decisions. But I really want to put the focus on his recent fight against William Skull, because Canelo was a minus 4,500 favorite to win that fight. And for those of you who aren't gamblers, what that means is you'd have to put down a cool $4,500 just to make 100 back, right? And not only did he not finish the fight, but it was the second lowest striking output ever for a single boxer in a 12-round fight. That was Canelo. And it was the lowest output ever for 2 men across 12 rounds. So you kind of have to ask yourself, like, when it seems that we haven't been getting the best of Canelo, while I'm confident, I really am, that he's going to put all that he has into fighting a fellow pound-for-pound great, is it too little too late when you've kind of taken your foot off the gas for a while?
Yeah, Shaquille's going to go there next. Like the fire, what's left for Canelo, right? And on the flip side, we look at that term that's always thrown around with great fighters, legacy, right? Like, what does it mean for both these fighters, legacy-wise, depending on how it goes? And for Canelo, is that fire still kind of burning for him to be and go out and win this fight?
It better be, because Terrence Bud Crawford is going to give him all that he can handle. And we've seen Canelo sort of shy away from the fights people have really wanted to see him against, namely the David Benavidez one. It's done a lot, I think, to sour Canelo's reputation. But I am sort of reminded of Floyd Mayweather and the criticisms in the late stage of his career that he was ducking and avoiding some of the big fights. How do we remember Floyd, right? I think quite fondly. And when the dust settles, I think we will look back on everything Canelo has accomplished as a fighter, the myriad of world titles that he's won, the fact that he was a cornerstone not just for Mexican boxing, but for boxing as a whole for well over a decade now. But there are going to be question marks. And I think this Terrence Bud Crawford fight, although it sort of benefits Canelo in some ways, he's younger, he's heavier, he's more experienced in this weight class. Like, the stacks, the chips on the surface seem stacked in Canelo's favor, but at least against another pound-for-pound great in Terrence Bud Crawford, you're getting a quality of opposition that Canelo hasn't had in recent years, and I think it will go some way to finishing his career on a high note if this is one of the last fights that Canelo takes. If he loses this, especially stacked on to the way he's been avoiding guys like Benavidez and Morrell and the quality of opponents he's beaten the last few years, I think it is going to do something to his reputation. But there's only so much damage you can do to Canelo at this point. Yeah. For Crawford, man, I feel like he has nothing to lose and everything to gain. He is already the first 2-division undisputed boxing champion of the 4-belt era. We've had a few since, Usyk, Inoue. But not only was the inaugural 2-division undisputed champ, if he beats Canelo, he will be the only 3-division undisputed champion of the 4 era. Crawford, the Errol Spence fight did so much for his reputation, but prior to that, he'd kind of become victim of boxing politics. There were a lot of big fights that Bud Crawford missed out on because of the negotiations between the different boxing promotions and regulatory bodies. And we didn't get to see him fight all that often. In fact, it's been 2 years since Bud Crawford's last fight. If he can go in there and set another record and do it against the guy with the reputation of Canelo, I think suddenly it just spurs Crawford to a place in boxing history that we don't really think of right now when we're thinking about the all-time greats. So for me, as a hopeless romantic, the story is, what would it mean for Bud Crawford to accomplish this goal and really put himself to another level, and not just a Hall of Fame legacy, but one of the best careers in boxing?
Shaquille, in your mind, what are the keys for both fighters? Is it Canelo's size? I mean, they both have really good ring IQ, obviously. Or will it be kind of Terrence's elusiveness, the ability to go orthodox or southpaw. From what I've been looking at, that is kind of, they say, is going to be the biggest challenge for Canelo, because it's very hard to find sparring partners that can do what Bud Crawford can actually do in the ring.
Certainly. I think you hit the nail right on the head. But I do think there is a degree of aggressiveness, perhaps, that we're going to see from Crawford that we don't always get. He's been very vocal in the lead up to this fight about how he's going to shut everyone up, how people are talking about, is he injured? Is he too old for this? Is he being set up to lose going up a couple weight classes? The interpretation that Bud Crawford is giving me is that while, yes, he is not going to abandon what has made him a masterclass boxer all these years, I get the sense that he doesn't want this to be close. I get the sense that he doesn't want to leave any questions unanswered. And particularly with how low Canelo's output has been in the last few fights, I wouldn't be surprised if Crawford really tries to put some pressure on Canelo and see if he's truly taking this as seriously as Canelo says he is.
Is that because of the kind of the trilogy of the Triple G fights with Canelo? I do believe that Triple G won the first one. I think it's kind of a pick'em the second. Obviously, Canelo had his way with Triple G in the third, but does Crawford look at that first fight especially and just not want to leave any doubt, any room for error if it does go to the judges' scorecards at the end of the fight?
I certainly think so. People have their own, everyone will sort of differ somewhere on the scale of how quote unquote rigged boxing might be, or what might go into the decision-making process. But you don't want to leave a fight with Canelo to chance. He's too good. He's too experienced. He's too defensively sound. That chin is rock solid. I think it's imperative for Bud Crawford to make sure that there's some gap in the rounds between them, that there isn't much of a question about how this goes. I don't see Canelo getting knocked out. I don't see Bud Crawford getting knocked out. But if I'm putting on, my tinfoil hat a little bit here, I think Bud Crawford is probably feeling incentivized to make sure that there is no doubt from round to round who is taking these. And I don't necessarily mean to say that the judges have it out for Crawford. I just think Canelo, particularly in this late stage, fights in such a way that the rounds end up being quite close if someone can compete with him, that is. And in those cases, while it shouldn't have any bearing on the judging, there is this sort of notion of, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And so I think Bud Crawford knows that this is his fight to lose, and he needs to do everything within his means to make sure that it's decisive.
Shaquille Majuri from CBS Sports joins us. Shakir, this was kind of my guilty pleasure. I had my partner seek you out to do this. I'm really looking forward to this. Can you tell us where our listeners can find your stuff and where they can see you online?
Definitely. CBS Sports, that is where I work full time. I mostly cover MMA, WWE, boxing. That is my wheelhouse. So all the written work is there. If you are an MMA fan, Shaq MMA on YouTube, SHAK MMA, interviews every week with UFC fighters, main event fighters, co-main event fighters. So stay tuned for that, especially ahead of the pay-per-view slate we have coming up. Tom Aspinall's fighting. Islam Makhachev is fighting. Big things on the horizon there. If you're a wrestling fan, Shaq Wrestling on YouTube as well. The Undertaker, Bill Goldberg, Kurt Angle, you name him, I've probably talked to him. And thank you guys for having me.
Hey, Shaquille, I was kind of researching you and your work and all that. I saw you had an interview with Paul Heyman. I just want to ask you how that, because I listened to the first 10 minutes.
Three interviews with Paul Heyman. Can you believe that?
Three. Well, I saw the latest one, and he's so just humble and just down to earth, and just talk about interviewing these guys that we see on TV, and we have they're just out of this world to us who still follow wrestling, watch wrestling. Just to interview someone like Paul Heyman, well, what's that like?
Yeah, the Paul Heyman one is particularly odd, in which these have sort of happened by chance, and the fact that I've done like 3 since November blows my mind, especially with someone as coveted and respected and as hard to get to as Paul Heyman. I am being so honest when I say I've just stumbled my way into sort of a professional interview relationship with Paul, and I'm very grateful for it. They're fun, man. On a personal level, while the majority of my day-to-day work is MMA, and pro wrestling kind of just came back into the wheelhouse as a part of, by proxy, sort of. It definitely like it really like sort of stokes that childhood wonder that I had being a pro wrestling fan since 4 years old. I have a little bit that I do just for myself off camera because all my old action figures are stored in the closet of the studio. If I interview someone for the first time, I go and I dig around and I see if I can find one of the action figures there. So it's always a treat. And I will say, these guys are entertainers at heart. They're showmen. And
Yeah.
So not only are the interviews, especially Paul Heyman, so not only are the interviews more fun and more engaging, but also like most UFC fighters, if they get to the top, what do they have? Like 5 good years in them, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's only so much to talk about after a few times. It's so nice when you can sit down with someone like Paul, who has 40 plus years in the business, and there's never a shortage of things to talk about. And he's never going to leave you hanging dry for a quote. So it's fun, man. It makes this whole thing worthwhile.
And Shaquille, you're from BC, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So how do you think the Canucks will do this? No, I'm just kidding.
I will have my actual friends who are loyal Canucks supporters let me know when it's time to jump back on the bandwagon.
We always have fun with that because here in Edmonton it's hockey crazy. So I just thought we'd have some fun with that. Hey, Shaquille, this has been fantastic. Love that you cover the UFC as well and WW. So I'm sure we'll reach out again. Our producer's
Anytime.
a big UFC guy. But thank you for the breakdown. Enjoy the fight this weekend, and I'm sure we'll chat again.
Appreciate it, guys. Take care. Enjoy the fights.
All right. Shaquille Majuri from CBS Sports. That was great, Juan.
That was good.
Yeah, that was a great breakdown. It's going to be, I'm going to tune in, man. Like, I've always liked Canelo.
Oh, yeah. What's not to like about Canelo?
Yeah. It's going to be, I'm going to look at the lines too, because he said it was getting closer.
It's getting closer.
Well, no, what was that one, 45? He had to bet 45.
That was Canelo's last fight or whatever. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's too funny. But that was a great breakdown. We don't talk a lot of boxing on the show, but that was great. That was absolutely fantastic, and I love it. My friends will tell me when I need to jump back on the bandwagon there. So not everybody likes hockey in Canada.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
I can't believe
there's
it.
other sports out there.
Yeah.
Who would have thunk?
Who do you think's going to win?
Well, Canelo's got the size, right?
Well, they stood next to one another.
That's the thing. They always look.
They look the same,
and
right?
Didn't Shaquille say that Crawford has the reach?
He has the reach, and the thing that I read, like Canelo's got to shed a bit.
Yeah.
Crawford doesn't have to,
and that's
right?
hard, man. Yeah.
So, and Floyd Mayweather was always like when he fought, let's just say like Conor McGregor, he made Conor McGregor come down to a weight where Floyd it's his normal weight that he walks around at, right? So obviously losing 20 pounds the day before you do something, if you don't have to cut weight, he has a little bit of an advantage. So, and it seems like Crawford doesn't have to do that, and he's still shredded.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be fun. Netflix, if you want to tune in to Canelo Crawford on Saturday. The other fights, there's always one or two really good ones.
There's always one or two.
Yeah, I forgot to ask Shaquille about that. But on the other side of the break, we'll continue to talk some Oilers, some Elks, some NHL news in this day in sports history, and all that fun stuff. Hit us up on the Nasty Chat, slam that thumbs up. And like always, the afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. You want to check out, go to the River Cree, Matt Fraser, Psychic Medium on September 12th and 13th, or you can check out Steve-O, the Crash and Burn Western Canada Tour on September 28th. All you got to do for tickets is go to rivercreeresort.com or hit up the River Cree box office. We'll close it out here on EST Afternoons. Next, here's Scoop.
Breaking news in the hockey world with TSN's Chris Johnston reporting that the NHL will permit Carter Hart, Michael McLeod, Dylan Dubé, Cal Foote, and Alex Formanton to resume playing December 1st following their acquittal on sexual assault charges. Meanwhile, in baseball, the Jays lead the Astros 4-zip, top of the 7th. Kevin Gausman pitching for the Birds. 0 outs for the Astros. Carlos Correa at bat. Elsewhere, the Rays trail the White Sox 5-zip, top of the 6th. And after that, the Yankees are in action. They sit 3 games back of the Jays for first in the AL East. They go at it against the Tigers. And at Lambeau Field, Jordan Love and the Packers challenge Jaden Daniels and his Commanders. Catch the game at Sally's Sports Bar and Lounge to join the one and only Lieutenant Era. Kickoff goes at 6:15. Well, in the NCAA, we have the Demon Deacons scrapping the Wolfpack at 5:30. Both teams 0-2 on the season. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since 1993. They're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Windsor Plywood Leduc. They're the experts you need to know. EST Afternoons wraps up on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Wing showdown time at the Canadian Brewhouse. Creamy street corn goes head-to-head with Mexican chili lime. 2 bold flavors battling for your taste buds. Grab them anytime, or just 69 cents every Wing Wednesday. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
The leaves are turning, and just like golf season, time is running out to get in on Play Alberta's biggest offer ever. For a limited time only, new players can get up to a $1,000 casino bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, please use your game sense.
World-renowned top psychic medium and the star of Meet the Frasers, Matt Fraser comes to River Cree Resort and Casino on September 12th and 13th for a couple of special live shows. Join Matt for 2 nights of healing, hope, and laughter. Matt has become a trusted figure for people seeking closure, guidance, and connection with their loved ones. Don't miss Matt Fraser live at River Cree Resort and Casino September 12th and 13th. Both shows are 18 plus. Get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
We're back here, final segment on EST Afternoons. Joaquin Gage, Zach Kubish, Hernan Salas. Just some stuff to get to here. Elliot Friedman tweeted out sources say the 5 players acquitted in the 2018 World Juniors trial will be suspended until December 1st, can sign with interested NHL teams on October 15th.
Really?
Yeah. So there you have it. They can't play until December 1st, but they can sign with interested teams on October 15th and on. So there you go. More from Elliot Friedman. Just let me try to find this. Something on Quinn Hughes. Okay. So Sportsnet Kyle and Elliot Friedman spoke with Quinn Hughes and discussed his upcoming season and how could it impact his future in Vancouver. This is what he had to say. Anything can change. If we have a terrible year this year, that's not going to be very fun. But if we have a terrific year, that's what we want. I'll just leave it at that. Thanks, Tips.
Wow.
So you'll be upset if you have a bad year, but you'll be really happy. I'll be honest, Joaquin. I think Quinn Hughes wants to head out east. I think that's his goal. Not right away, but I think he wants to play with his brothers. I don't think what Vancouver does in the next year or two is going to matter to him.
No, I think it's unfortunate. I understand it, but the challenges for certain people, especially American players, they want to play at home.
Yeah.
And if the opportunity arises for him to go play with his brothers, like, it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, yeah.
It hasn't been something like that since the Nordiques.
Who's the last three brothers? The Stasnys?
Well, it might have been Suitors.
The Suitors?
But Stasnys were sure,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, it almost seems like you can see the writing on the wall, right? Like, it's unfortunate because he's a hell of a player in Vancouver. Vancouver would be smart to trade him, not let him just walk, obviously. Yeah, because you can get a nice little package from New Jersey, if that's the case. So,
if that's the case, I try to trade him to a bottom feeder this year, and maybe you get the first pick of the draft.
Does he have a no movement?
Oh, yeah.
Why wouldn't you, right? Hey, man. Trent Frederick and Janmark have one, so. Okay, Quinn Hughes has 2 years left at 7.85. He does not have a no movement.
Really?
No anchor by his name.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious. I would never joke around. I would never joke about no movements.
No.
And then a UFA in 27-28.
Canucks fans should probably be having a movement with the fact that he's going to move.
Yeah, yeah. Because let's be honest, I don't think Vancouver is going to be a top 3 team in the Pacific. They're going to be fighting for a wild card spot.
I think there's too much to fix there.
Yeah.
It seems so dysfunctional with all the stuff coming out of there. And it goes back a couple years ago, like Garland. They wanted to get rid of him. He wanted to leave. He stays. Like,
he has a great year.
He has a great. It's just it's so you don't know if they signed Thatcher Demko to this massive deal now, and you don't know if he's going to be able to play or not.
Evander Kane
throws a new kind of wrench into. But usually, because it's Evander Kane's last year, right?
Yeah.
You're going to get the best possible Evander Kane this year.
Who does Evander Kane punch first on the Oilers? I think
everybody.
I think it's Leon.
Oh, he runs D.
Yeah,
he's going to be. That'll be a good game.
Oh, that's gonna be great. That's gonna be fantastic.
Because I think you might see. Kane doesn't fight that much, but that's where Frederick comes in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Go hit someone. Frederick goes and puts Quinn Hughes in the pretzel hold. You know.
Megs Bizuzu. Good thing Cameron McDavid doesn't currently play for Toronto. Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I know the stress is picking up here and in Minnesota with the 97s playing a little bit of hardball here. I mean, at least McDavid didn't turn down anything because there hasn't been a contract presented.
We don't know.
That's another good point.
They've had to have offered him something.
Oh yeah.
Or is it
again? I think it's whatever you want, Burrow. I truly believe that. Quickly, birthdays today. Huggy Bear. Zach Sortini turns 40.
Really?
Yeah, he's young. Ben Scrivens.
Benny.
And good old Mike Comrie's 45 today.
Is he really?
Yeah. He's
Old
young,
bastard.
man. Man, when the Oilers got him out, young Hernan was so damn happy.
He looked absolutely petrified when he walked into that dressing room.
Oh, yeah.
Because he signed around Christmas time, right? And came to play. And I remember him walking in, and there was kind of a holdout.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we were like, what's this kid's holding out? You know, why is he holding out? Like, what's going on here? He was a good player, and a great guy, good teammate.
Yeah.
But you could see he was very, he was very hesitant coming into that locker room, especially with, we had a lot of big dogs, Wade, Guerin, Jason Smith.
He was a good player, man.
He was a good player.
You know what's funny it's not funny, but you know what's interesting with Zach Sortini? Like, after he left Edmonton, he most of the time was in the AHL.
I know.
Yeah. And he was here with some lean years, and poor guy had to fight everybody. And he wasn't like a heavyweight.
No. I don't think he enjoyed fighting.
No, he just did it because it was his role, right?
Yeah.
And, you felt kind of
I always felt bad for guys that like that. I mean, there's a few guys that kind of enjoyed it. That's really scary. but most of the fighters just like, ugh. And the anxiety that they'd feel the night before because they knew they had to go fight. Just imagine thinking, like you're in some hotel room, laying there at night, looking up, knowing you're going to go have to fight a killer tomorrow. You know?
That's crazy.
It's awful.
Spency 5 cents. He says Stortini's a coach in the AHL. I think you're right. I think he's gone into good for him, man. Like, hey, listen, he made a career out of playing hockey, playing in the AHL. There's no shame in that. It's pro hockey. He's still playing at a really high level. Now he's into coaching. Good for him. Good for him. We'll see how his evolution goes as a coach and where he lands as well. Packers, Commanders. Who you got?
Packers. Just a bug.
They're at home. I just love Jaden Daniels, so I'm going to go Commanders. It's going to be fun. Yeah. Can't wait. Go to Play Alberta. And sorry, I forgot to mention this. The Ike Howard numbers were 4 inside the numbers for Play Alberta. Why limit your choices when you can have it all? Play Alberta is your go-to app for casino games, sports betting, and lottery, all in one place with easy access to real money games. You can enjoy everything Alberta has to offer right at your fingertips. Download Play Alberta now and start playing today. So, yeah. Go there, look for Edmonton Sports Talk and see the bets. The boys, Jay's got his play of the day. Dusty does some on the Long Shop with our boy Hustler, so go check it out there. Fun show, Joaquin.
That was good. Make sure I got a friend for the Reed and Jay show that's coming up. My friend's daughter, who's quite an accomplished little golfer, won provincial championships. So make sure you stay tuned and listen to young Danica Horchitza.
Maybe she can help us with our...
She's got a better swing than anyone here.
That's awesome. Hey, keep it locked. Reed Wilkins, Jay Milne coming up from 3 to 6. Big shout out to Jessi Pierce from NHL.com. Great breakdown on the Minnesota Wild, and Shaquille Majuri from CS Sports as he teed up Canelo Alvarez, Terrence Crawford. For Joaquin, I'm Hernan saying enjoy the rest of this wonderful day. Enjoy Thursday Night Football. We love you. Thank you for listening and watching. Ciao.